So, anybody out there waiting? We're about to do the Facebook Live, what is this, Ask a Librarian type Hoopla. We're going to talk about Hoopla, but I forget what our afternoon sessions are titled. I'm sure we'll be able to find that out.
Info nuggets?
Mickey would like that if we called that. I hope everybody's okay out there.
Hi guys, happy Friday.
I know things may have not changed very much, but there's something about making it to Friday that makes me feel a lot better. That's
TGIF,
sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. We've got some good things to talk about. Of course, we're going to wait till 3 o'clock to start.
Fun, free, awesome things.
I'm so glad Heather's here from AI.
I wouldn't do it if it wasn't with Harold, though.
Oh, no. Stop it. Hey,
Other way.
Oh, the other way, yeah. There's a reason why we have these. We're on message today. We're going to stay on message. That's fun. So I'm wondering how many people are discovering how to do things, new topics, new movies. I imagine there's a lot of parents out there trying to figure out how the heck they're going to be distance learning along with their kids.
Yes.
It's going to work out. It's going to be okay. And everybody's learning it at the same time. So
that's right. So
you
lean
don't
on
have to
each
worry
other.
about it.
Deep breath. Your kids probably know more than you think they do.
Heather's going to be going through this experience herself.
Yes. We just started. So learning all about it, and Hoopla, which I'm excited to talk about, is my kids' favorite app that we offer,
Cool.
favorite resource through the library. So.
And I think there's some homeschool help or something through Hoopla. I will follow up on that.
So yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about the number of items that you can request, and something that we just learned.
Oh yeah, we just learned
literally
some really
5
good
minutes
news.
before we're live. So.
I really hope my friend Billy is watching because she is. Billy?
Oh, different.
Hey Billy. Well. Oh,
Different.
well, right. Well, I'm glad that Billy's out there too, but
Hey Billy.
she can watch this later, but your access to Hoopla is just about to get a lot better.
Get ready to get happy. Yes.
Wow. What?
Do we have a name for the tigers?
Yeah, do we have a name for the tigers?
No.
Nope. Online library Q&A is what we're doing here. It's so every day, every Monday through Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, we have online library Q&A.
And today is super exciting because we are going to share, Harold and I are going to share our picks. So the favorite things that we found in Hoopla, what makes it so special to us, and some things that you'll probably enjoy as well.
So almost time to start. Hang in there. Anybody out there watching them? I can see names popping up slowly. I was kind of expecting at least 1,500 names by now. What's going on?
Oh, I have some support there.
Awesome. I see Andy and Will, Dan from Tone Vendors out there, folks.
He's not at Tone Vendor, so he's...
That's right, but don't
That's
worry.
right.
As soon as they give us the go-ahead in a safe way to go out there and venture, I definitely think Tone Vendor is one of the places you want to end up. But that's because he's a local, he's a friend. There's many cool places out there that you'll enjoy.
All of St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get out there and explore. No,
Heidi Jordan, that is
No
so
Paola.
cool that you're going to join. Hey Heidi, I've got
oh,
something.
she matches.
That's right. We
Hey,
got another
Heidi.
H. Cool. So I have something special for Heidi shortly, so we'll get there.
Oh, great. Keep watching.
Yep. Oh, did you see what I just did? Don't do that. Don't touch your face.
I'm keeping my hands down here
Okay.
so I don't touch anything.
I was imagining that sometime in the near future, the way people dress is going to change. We're all going to be walking around with dog collars and oven mitts. But, all of the joking aside, keep your hands off your face.
I kind of don't get that one.
Don't follow my... Well, dog collars and oven mitts. It's going to be really hard to touch your face if you have those things,
You mean a cone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
A dog Elizabethan collar. I'm sorry.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
It's best we don't follow any of the weird ideas in my head right now.
So I think we're live, Harold.
Are we live? It's time to start.
It's time.
Okay.
Welcome to...
Well, that's Heather.
Hi.
And I'm Harold. We're really fond of the letter H, as you might expect. But we're also here to talk about Hoopla.
Hoopla.
Hoopla is one of the awesome resources, online subscription databases, platforms, anything you want to call it. App is a really good way to refer to it, that can provide you with a ton of entertainment.
Yes, and we're super excited because it's easier than ever to use it.
It's free.
Yes, it's free. And one of my favorite things, unlike some of our other digital platforms, is that you don't have to wait. There's no waiting list, so if you find something that you like, you get it right away. You are limited with your library card to generally 7 checkouts per month. Am I correct?
That's
Okay,
right.
good. But this just in.
Yeah, actually, and we'll show you where to find it, but Hoopla just announced something called bonus borrows.
Yes.
So if you're already familiar with Hoopla, you know that you're limited to 7 checkouts a month here in St. Johns County. The bonus borrows list, which includes about 1,000 new titles.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000?
Yes.
If you watch any of those movies, it does not count against your 7 checkouts.
That's right. So they've got television, music, movies, comics, audiobooks, and over 1,000 ebooks. So it's a ton of content, and you can check them out as often as you like, so you don't have to worry about holding back on some of your items.
And it's true.
So,
we're probably going to talk about movies and music more than anything else, but there are also ebooks as well. Hoopla's got so much that can keep you occupied. This morning I was looking at some Hoopla items before I came to work, and if I didn't have to be at work, I'd probably still be on the computer 7 hours later.
Hoopla's great. Hoopla's great. My husband and I recently started watching on Netflix, not on Hoopla. I Am Not Okay With This, and I don't know if you've seen it. It's very good. It's similar to The End of the World. Anyway, I looked on Hoopla, and they don't carry it, but they do have the graphic novel, and I thought it would be fun to share with my kids. The nice thing about Hoopla is you can check it out first, because it is not okay to share with your kids.
Right?
Graphic novel content, so.
And that's another thing. If you go to the Hoopla app, and of course my phone will probably misbehave while I'm trying this. The Hoopla app, let's see, I'm going to walk up to the camera.
Good.
All right, you see right there? Can you even see that? There's a little bit of Hoopla app. There is, whoops, and of course, I'm going back to the home page. There's that little sprocket for settings, and there's a little button right there that you click, and you can do it, and it's kids' movies only. If you do that, whoops, let's see here. Sorry, guys. Haven't practiced this before, but my whole point is that you can select this function and then hand the phone to your kids and feel a little more comfortable about what they're going to look for.
Yes.
So, kid
And
content,
I guess
easy
I'll walk
to
up
do.
to you and show you something. So
Okay.
with the bonus borrows, if you're not sure and you just want to browse, what I did was just in the search field, I typed bonus borrows, and it shows you all, okay, sorry if you're getting seasick. It shows you all of the different types per category that you can check out for free as much as you want.
So it's for, it's as an app, it's friendly on the iPad, it's friendly on your iPhone. Of course, you can get it on your desktop or your laptop. So without talking more about the technical stuff, and of course, those of you who don't have a library card in
E-cards,
hand,
yes.
e-cards.
So yes, if you hadn't gotten into the library before, we are closed to the public now. All of our digital resources are available online, and you can now register yourself for a free e-card.
60 days.
60 days, and it's available right there on our website, which is SJCPLS.org.
.org.
So
Good job.
take a look there. Thanks.
Do you want to start talking about what you love on Hoopla?
Sure. Yeah. So Harold and I talked about it a little, and we decided that we would kind of divide and conquer. My plan was to talk about things that I really loved or was meaningful or we had been discussing at home, and then also share like a family favorite. So my first pick here is music CD, music album. This is Manu Dibango, and the title of the album is Afro Soul Machine. So a little bit of sad news. Manu Dibango actually passed away on March 24th from COVID-19, which is why it was a hot topic thing. I'm sorry, I didn't. But he was just an amazing jazz musician, Afrobeat, little funk. He was a new discovery for me, and my husband, who owns a record store, actually said that this death really hit him pretty hard. So I was like, oh, okay, let me check it out. So it's great. This album in particular was released in 2011, and my favorite song is a song called Soul Mukasa, which means I will dance. And if you put that on, you will dance. So it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I love it. Manu Dibango.
Cool. What else do you have for us?
Oh, am I going
Oh.
all in a row?
Which way? Well, if you don't want to, we can.
Well,
okay.
Okay, I'm going to keep going with this one, and
Right.
then you're going to bring up with Happy, because I'm kind of a bummer today. But my second pick is Psychic Ills, and this is their debut album, Dins. So last weekend, the front man, Trey... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his last name, but he, 41 years old, he passed away.
Oh my goodness.
We don't know exactly why. It might be related to the pandemic, it might not be, but if you're into some of the old school music like me, you love shoegaze and My Bloody Valentine and all that fun stuff, and you're
Slow Dive?
longing for less Slow Dive. However, Psychic Ills recorded with Mazzy Star's Hope Sandoval, so you might be interested in that album. That one came out in like 2016. Yeah,
Cool.
That album was called Inner Journey Out. That's a little bit more like that.
Okay.
But if you like that kind of distorted, washy, noisy music like I do, sometimes you just need...
Cacophony.
Well, they named this album Dins, and I think that's a perfectly named album. My favorite song on here is called Another Day, Another Night, so check it out.
Oh, wow.
For fans of Spacemen 3, or even, Velvet Underground or Sonic Youth, Black Angels, Wooden Ships. Anyway, good album. So hopefully you have a happy pick.
I do. Okay. Well, I'm going to transition. So this week is the first anniversary of my friend Heidi Jordan, who's watching. She and her husband are going to be celebrating their first wedding anniversary this week. And he so cleverly noted that the first year anniversary of your wedding anniversary is paper. And so he brought her a present. Yes.
Aww.
He managed to find and bring home many more than just this one roll of toilet paper. So, the languages of love changes with time. And there was a time that you knew somebody was your friend or they liked you when they said, let me make you a mixtape. And for those of you who don't know what this is something that contains music and will play forever until, it gets stuck in your car and then... Moving on. So mixtapes are an awesome idea, and I used to volunteer as a DJ many years ago for Flagler College, and I discovered quickly that a DJ's best friend is the soundtrack of a really good movie, because you don't have to play just one song off of it, you have multiples, and things like that sometimes are very necessary just to get through the evening. And so Hoopla has a lot of cool stuff. If you go to Hoopla and just click music and genres, they actually have they have one called 90s Mixtape. They also have something called This Is 1980, which is cool because, this year I said 1980 turned 40. There's so much great music that came out of that decade. But I'm trying to think, we're talking about movies and music, and what I like, especially I discovered this morning, there's two movies that I love and would totally recommend. One of them both of them actually for their soundtrack. One of them is this movie called Outside Providence. This is an Alec Baldwin film. It's essentially a coming-of-age story set in 1974.
Oh, okay. He's looking very young there.
Yeah, he's definitely healthier and better shape,
Yeah.
and of course with the magic of Photoshop, it was probably part of his contract.
Okay, yes.
But no, Outside Providence is this great movie about a teenager just trying to, make his way through life. Coming-of-age film. The music is so much fun to listen to. So we have the movie and the soundtrack of Outside Providence.
Awesome.
So I mentioned 1980, and I was thinking the other day about how much great music came out in 1979, and I was also able to put that train of thought into this movie. You probably can't really see it too well, and these props are crazy, but
Yeah.
20th Century Women with Annette Bening, Elle Fanning, and Greta Gerwig, who
Awesome.
is, turning into this awesome director. But 20th Century Women also has some pretty amazing music in the soundtrack. Hoopla does have both the soundtrack and the film, so I totally recommend both of those.
Both of those picks also get my H thumbs up.
Oh, 2 H's here, folks. 2 H's.
Awesome. Very
And the
good.
thing is you folks are at home and you're totally, understandably concerned and stressed about your child's education this year and what's happening with online social distancing and blah, blah, blah. You're tired of these words. Well, when you need a break from that, there's some important learning that needs to be happening. I'm hoping you folks have already been working on your child's musical knowledge.
Ah, yes.
If they don't know the music on this soundtrack, it's time to get on it right now.
So,
I'm going to let you go
okay,
next.
yeah, that's a pretty great segue because my next pick is actually my family pick. Yes. So if you spend any time at all in my house, you will come to realize quickly that my 10 and 13-year-old daughters are obsessed with anything that's on Broadway. So they especially seem to be enamored with the things that are coming out that were staples of my youth. So Head Over Heels. They love
I
Heathers.
was going to say Heathers.
Oh my God, yes. So the caveat here is that while they love this and can sing every single word for word, those are not necessarily words you want to hear coming out of children's mouths. So preview it first. But this is the original cast recording. They absolutely love it. I had to include this pick because both of my daughters, when I was talking about what to discuss today, unequivocally Mean Girls. And it is available on Hoopla. So enjoy.
So, again, I'm going to repeat the movies that I just talked about were 20th Century Women with Annette Bening and Outside Providence with Alec Baldwin. And so I obviously have been looking back because there's a lot newer stuff on there. All of it awesome, but these are things that really appealed to me and I was excited to discover this morning. Also, it's hard for a lot of us to believe that 1990 was 30 years ago.
What?
And to soften the pain of that, there were two great albums that just celebrated the 30th anniversary of their debut.
Hi, guys.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you. That way we can tell what's going. One of them was Depeche Mode's Violator, a great album, sort of like if you grew up sort of poppy, sort of goth. And then this one, yeah, right? Who didn't? Well, we did for sure. I cannot say enough good things about They Might Be Giants' album Flood. Have you ever heard the expression, somebody's talking about some band or some album and you talk about how you gave your friend a band because you're the one that turned them on to that? My friends and I spent a weekend traveling around Florida to see the B-52s.
Oh,
And
how
from the
fun.
drive from St. Augustine to Gainesville, I played this album for my friends. I'm pretty sure out of those 3 days, that 90 minutes was the best part of the trip. I cannot say enough good things about Flood, how much fun it is for parents who either already know about it or enjoy it. There's also They Might Be Giants. There's a lot of They Might Be Giants on Hoopla, but Here Come the ABCs, which is their awesome kids album. You got to try it. You're going to have fun with your kids.
You'll love it.
And the thing is if your kids play it over and over and over again, which I hear happens a lot, you won't mind it so much. So They Might Be Giants, Flood, and Here Come the ABCs. You definitely want to check that out.
So my first three picks were actually music albums, and my next three picks are going to be movies. This is 39 Steps, and I had to check the pronunciation of the author and the characters in the movie. I'm sorry. So there have been 4 major film versions of the Scottish author John Bacon, like bacon, but Bacon. His 1915 thriller, 39 Steps. This one, of course, was Hitchcock, and it was Hitchcock at its very best. So I love to sleep in the mornings. My husband is an early riser, and so he has been very, very considerately waking up very early, and he's been on this like noir film kick. And he just watched this last weekend, I believe, and couldn't praise it highly enough. So I was super excited to see that it's on Hoopla.
Cool.
So everybody can check it out. And some of the cool things that I learned about it after discussing it with him is like, this is where the Atomic Blonde figure comes from. So Hitchcock loved to have, you know, his blonde leading ladies.
Femme fatales.
Femme fatale, very icy and distant, but gorgeous. And this was the first one. Her name was Madeleine Carroll. And everyone says that this was, you know, just absolutely a masterpiece. So check it out.
Cool.
I have another one that I have not seen yet, but I'm looking forward to waking up early Sunday morning and watching it with my husband. It has Audrey Hepburn, which, I mean, you have to love it, and Cary Grant, and it's set in Paris, and all of those things are amazing. And it's the most Hitchcock movie there is without having actually anything to do with Hitchcock. So
cool. It's
that's what it said. Hitchcockian, and it's a suspense thriller rom-com, so it's got something for everyone. So charade. And then I did want to do a family pick. So Hoopla, in addition, I think we mentioned before, to ebooks and graphic novels, music, and movies, has television that you can stream. So if you are cooped up with your kids and you are looking for something that will keep their attention for an entire season, Project Runway, right? Project Runway Junior. This has got kids ages 13 through 17. It has Tim Gunn. And one of the judges is actually Christian Soriano. So it's a little bit older, but it's certainly not dated. And I really love the message of mentorship, and they're really bringing these kids up without tearing them down like a lot of those reality shows are. So
Oh,
Project
cool.
Runway Junior.
Awesome.
Yeah. So those are my picks.
Cool. Well, and just to remind you folks, you can find, if you have an iPhone or iPad and I think several other smartphones, you can find Hoopla as an app, and you go in there and then you just search for your local library, which is, of course, St. Johns County Public Library System, and you create an account. I did it when it first came out several years ago. I set it up, started it, accessed it right away. I am not what you call an early adopter, and that might be changing because this new context we're in right now is forcing us to do a lot of troubleshooting, and it's been awesome, but you don't have to troubleshoot with Hoopla. It's easy to use.
It's very easy.
And again, remember those. We got a question, I think.
Missy would like to thank you both for such helpful information.
Oh,
Well, thank you, Missy.
Jazzed about the service. And Erica just signed up. This is like a telethon.
Oh my God, it's
Awesome,
awesome.
Erica, thank
Yeah,
you.
wonderful.
You
Well,
got your first patron. She's really excited to share it with the kiddos.
Yes,
and
that's
remember,
great.
go through the search box or the genre to find the bonus.
Yes, the bonus, because while you are limited to the traditional checkouts of 7 per month, you have more than 1,000 to choose from with these bonus borrows that will not go against that 7 limit.
So you say those 7 checkouts for something really special that's only in there. And sometimes I have found movies in Hoopla that I cannot find anywhere else.
True.
And when it comes to music, there are a lot of albums in Hoopla that you can't even find one song on YouTube or Spotify or other someplace like that. Lots of full albums. It might be time to have an album listening party with
that'd be great.
your other members of your household. It's time to put that attention span to work.
Yes, we have been doing music education in our house, which basically just means, okay, kids, these are some classics from my husband and I, and you're going to sit here and listen to it, and you're going to love it. Often they don't love it, but at least they know what they don't love, so.
Oh, cool. And
Yeah.
they've been exposed to it, so that's a cool thing.
Which is a start,
So remember, if you have any questions, it's really easy to get hold of us. Go to the website, find our emails, or ask a librarian. Remember, Ask a
Yes.
Librarian provides live in-person help while you're trying to sort things out. We would love to hear from you. I'd be surprised if you need our help figuring out Hoopla. It's so user-friendly.
Absolutely.
We have another
Yeah,
question?
we have a question.
Awesome, we love
Nicole
questions.
wants to know, is there new releases, music-wise?
Music-wise, there are some relatively
There
new
are
releases.
some. It's kind of hit and miss, but what's great about it, like I mentioned before, is that there's no waiting. So if something comes out, you're not put on a wait list, so you can get it, you can access it instantaneously, and they do have new releases.
Well, and I'm not sure this is a relatively new release, but Billie Eilish was, a big deal at the Grammys, maybe a month ago?
Yeah.
And her full album, was it Where Do We Go When We're Asleep, or one of those. It's
One
Billie
of those.
Eilish. I'm sounding really old right now.
That's
But
okay.
anyways, we do have that in Hoopla, and I'm having a feeling that people will be happy about that.
Yeah, and the ease of use, definitely, I just want to...
Yes, I mean, it is. It is super easy. So.
My daughter Lily, who I think is watching, downloads stuff all the time.
Cool.
On her own, so everybody has their own account. It's great. Everybody can find something that they will enjoy.
So remember, They Might Be Giants, Depeche Mode, 20th Century Women,
All this cool
Outside
stuff.
Providence, 39 Steps, Mean Girls,
Yes.
and much more.
Check out Manu Dibango.
And there's a really great browsing function. You don't even need to listen to what we're saying. Just go in
That's
there.
right. Find your own stuff.
And the next thing you know, 2 hours will have passed and you don't know what happened. But take advantage of it. It's yours for the taking, and it's free. And we are really glad that you are tuning in and hearing about what we have to offer, because it's all about you folks.
That's right.
I think it's time for us to go, isn't it?
I think it might be.
Yep. Oh, we have
Thank
another
you.
question?
Thank
No?
you.
Oh, we're
We
good.
just have a thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you. What? I guess, I make these props. This is not a Virgo experience. Yes, so two H's up. All right. See you guys.
Thank you.